Hi, good evening, and welcome to today's daily market summary. Apologies, it's running slightly late, or actually a lot late than usual. I had a meeting that ran longer than usual, and then my laptop chose an ill opportune time to update. So I had no choice but to fold my hands and watch the laptop update, and then I got right into it. So thank you to everyone who's taking the time to like, share, subscribe. Please continue to do so. And in case you're wondering why do people say so, it's because every time you interact with the content, it it increases the pace at which YouTube puts it in front of viewers. So simply put, when you like, share, subscribe, when you comment, the algorithm means that YouTube tosses the content up to a higher level, and so you have more people eventually see the content. So that's why a lot of times content creators will actually ask you, please like, share, subscribe. So thank you as you do so. The disclaimer, as usual, this is not financial or trading advice. This is just my thoughts about the market, and more especially with this video, this is a summary of what happened on the NGX. The NGX is the Nigerian equities market. It was a down day. I mean, when I did the midday video, um, the market was down 0.09%. So I'm yet to dig into the entire numbers, so I can't quite say what stock led to this and all that. And I probably would delve a bit into those stocks in tomorrow's pre-market video. So all share index fell 0.36%. The index measures the average performance of stocks on the exchange. Some stocks will do better than the index. Some stocks will do worse than the index. So what were the gainers today? Clearly you can see, you can look at the quantum of losses and the quantum of gains. It's clear that the bears have taken over the building, and I mean that in a, will I say, is it a metaphysical sense? I mean that in a symbolic sense. The bears stand for negative price movement, and the bulls stand for positive price movement. So the bulls seem to have retreated somewhat. I mean, top gainers, what? Yesterday's top gainers were doing 9-ish%. What we have here, best performing stock is up 4.82%. Deep capital. So really, the bears seem to have taken sway. Deep capital up 4.82%. Legend Internet up 4.63% to close at 5 naira 65 kobo. Honeywell flour up 4.17% to close at 22 naira and 50 kobo. Tantalizers gained 3.6% to close at 2 naira and 59 kobo. Afri Prudential gained 3.13% to close at 16 naira and 50 kobo. On the flip side, losers, Cornerstone Insurance down 10% to close at 6 naira and 39 kobo. Closely following it is RT Briscoe, also down 10% to close at 3 naira and 6 kobo. ABC Transport down 9.80% to close at 4 naira and 51 kobo. The NGX Group, parent company of the exchange, fell 9.7% to close at 53 naira and 55 kobo, while Mutual Benefits Assurance fell 9.58% to close at 4 naira and 6 kobo. Moving over to most actively traded stocks by volume. I mean, FCMB, at this point, I'm starting to wonder, is a key or institutional investor, some large investor, positioning or exiting from this stock? Because FCMB has traded large volumes for the last couple of days. Today was the most actively traded stock by volume, 108.4 million shares. Sterling Holdco, parent company of the Popular Sterling Bank, distant second, 86 million shares. QTix is trading. This is an abnormally large volume for QTix. I don't have the outstanding shares for QTix, but this is quite huge. QTix with 45.8 million shares traded. Access Corporation, parent company of Access Bank, number 4 with 39.3 million shares traded, while First Holdco, parent company of the Popular First Bank of Nigeria, takes the 5th position with 35.7 million shares traded. Down to most actively traded stocks by value. Aradel is in the upstream, or let's say Aradel is more of an integrated oil and gas firm because Aradel has upstream operations. They do refining as well. So you might say it's what, integrated, right? Or there must be a technical term, but I think you can call it a bit of everything. Aradel with 4 billion naira worth of shares traded. I wouldn't be surprised to see that Aradel. In fact, let me just check, and I'll get back to you before I end the video. So Aradel down with Aradel with 4 billion naira worth of shares traded. Seplat also in the upstream, or like call it integrated oil and gas firm, because Seplat what? Seplat has it has gas, it has upstream oil operations, or oil exploration and co, with 2.6 billion worth of shares traded. Nestle Nigeria, 1.27 billion worth of shares traded. Pua Foods closely following with 1.25 billion worth of shares traded. And FCMB with 1.19 billion worth of shares traded. So just a minute to confirm if Aradel dipped today. And if that is the case, it's very stock close flat. So this I find this quite interesting. Aradel flat, and let's see if Seplat dipped. Seplat, Seplat flat as well. So I struggle to see what led to this sharp, or it's not really a sharp decline, but I struggle to see what stocks fell that led to the magnitude of the decline. I will dig into these numbers and we'll discuss it further in tomorrow's pre-market video. As always, please follow the Greenticker Tales podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube Music. You can also find content on greentickertales.com. I'm working on my usual insider dealings for the months of August and July. Those should be out over the the weekend, while have a bit more content as well across the US markets as well. Today, Nvidia and CrowdStrike should have their numbers out, so I'll cover that on the website and on the podcast. So thank you all, and see you guys tomorrow. Apologies for the delay once more.